Subscribe now to never miss any exclusive royal news. Share this video with your royal-loving friends, and tell us in the comments what you think of Princess Beatrice's touching gesture to her mother, Sarah Ferguson. In the hushed corridors of a Croydon primary school, a moment of rare intensity has just occurred, revealing an intimate and moving side of the British royal family. Princess Beatrice of York, the eldest daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, has just paid a disarmingly sincere public tribute to her mother, transforming a simple school visit into a moment of pure emotion that resonates far beyond the walls of this modest educational institution. The event, which is now the subject of much discussion in British royal circles, took place in a particularly emotional atmosphere. Beatrice, a 36-year-old mother of a thriving family, appeared before a group of attentive children, holding a colorful book in her hands, ready to share with these curious young minds much more than just a children's story. What could have been just another ceremonial visit in the royal diary quickly transformed into a vibrant testament to the profound influence Sarah Ferguson continues to exert on her daughters, despite the turmoil and controversy that have marked her time within the British monarchy. Indeed, when Beatrice began her reading, it was not simply the words of an anonymous author that she was sharing with her young audience, but rather the literary work of her own mother, Sarah Ferguson, who over the years had become an accomplished children's author. The emotion was palpable in the princess's voice as she spoke to the children to explain the origins of the story she was about to read to them. "This story," she declared with undisguised pride, "was written by someone very special to me, someone who has always believed in the power of words and stories to inspire younger generations. My mother, Sarah Ferguson, poured her heart and soul into this book, and today, I have the honor of sharing with you the passion she passed on to me." These words, spoken with touching sincerity, resonated like a true family manifesto, revealing the depth of the bonds that still unite the Duchess of York with her daughters today, despite the tumultuous years that marked her relationship with the royal family. Because it must be remembered that Sarah Ferguson, affectionately nicknamed Fergie by the British press and public, experienced particularly difficult times after her divorce from Prince Andrew in 1996, often finding herself at the heart of controversies that tarnished her public image. Yet, far from the pomp and circumstance of Buckingham Palace and the rigid protocols of the monarchy, Sarah Ferguson has reinvented her life and career, finding in writing a new avenue of expression that has allowed her to reconnect with her primary vocation, that of educator and inspiration for younger generations. Her children's books, imbued with positive values and messages of hope, have become best-selling publications, proving that behind the former member of the royal family lies a true artist, a born storyteller. Beatrice's decision to specifically choose her mother's work for this school visit was no accident. It was part of a deeply considered approach, a deliberate desire to publicly rehabilitate Sarah Ferguson's image and highlight her personal accomplishments, far removed from the scandals and controversies that have long dominated media coverage of her. By reading these pages written by her mother to an audience of fascinated children, Beatrice sends a clear message. Sarah Ferguson deserves to be recognized and celebrated for her intrinsic qualities, for her talent as a writer, and for the positive impact she continues to have on society. This public recognition takes on an even more special dimension when one considers the familial context in which it takes place. Sarah Ferguson's grandchildren, notably Sienna, Beatrice's daughter, and August and Ernest, Princess Eugenie's children, have become a major source of inspiration for the Duchess of York in her work as an author. The love she feels for these little ones shines through in every line of her stories, transforming her books into true transgenerational love letters. The emotional impact of this moment of shared reading goes far beyond the simple royal visit. Indeed, the children present that day witnessed an authentic exchange between a writer-grandmother and her daughter, mediated by the latter's voice, which brought her mother's words to life. This direct transmission of the family's literary heritage perfectly illustrates how Sarah Ferguson has maintained and strengthened the bonds with her daughters, creating a cultural and emotional legacy that transcends past difficulties. Beatrice's commitment to this maternal recognition initiative is also part of a broader campaign recently launched by Sarah Ferguson to promote access to reading for all children, particularly those from disadvantaged backgrounds. This social concern, which has driven the Duchess of York for several years, finds in her eldest daughter a prime ambassador, capable of giving particular resonance to this message of inclusion and educational equality. The symbolism of Beatrice's gesture is all the more powerful as it comes at a time when the British royal family is undergoing a period of significant transition. By choosing to highlight her mother's literary work, Beatrice asserts her independence while reclaiming her family heritage, showing that it is possible to reconcile filial loyalty and personal commitment to causes close to her heart. This visit to the Croydon School also reveals the evolving role of members of the royal family in contemporary society. Far from traditional protocol obligations, Beatrice embodies a new generation of royals who do not hesitate to use their status and media visibility to promote personal causes and values that are dear to them, even if it means challenging certain established codes. The media coverage of this event testifies to the public's appetite for moments of royal authenticity, far from official ceremonies and conventional speeches. Watching Beatrice passionately read her mother's words to amazed children, royal observers were able to glimpse the true family dynamic that still unites the Duchess of York and her daughters today, a relationship based on love, mutual respect, and recognition of each other's talents. This public display of filial affection also comes at a time when Sarah Ferguson herself is enjoying a resurgence in popularity, thanks in part to her literary successes and charitable work. Her recent works have been critically acclaimed for their narrative quality and their ability to convey positive messages to young readers, confirming that the former royal's transition to writing is a true personal and professional achievement. The mutual inspiration that exists between Sarah Ferguson and her grandchildren creates a virtuous creative cycle that benefits the entire extended family. The stories she writes draw on moments shared with Sienna, August, and Ernest, transforming family anecdotes into universal tales capable of touching thousands of children around the world. This creative alchemy, highlighted by Beatrice's gesture, perfectly illustrates the richness of intergenerational relationships within this unusual family. Beyond the purely familial aspect, Beatrice's initiative is part of a broader educational approach that promotes the importance of reading in children's development. By choosing to share her mother's works with young students, she is contributing to the mission of democratizing access to culture and literature, showing by example that stories can serve as bridges between generations and social classes. This event also highlights the evolution of Sarah Ferguson's public image, who has gradually transformed from a controversial duchess to a respected author and loving grandmother. This transformation, made visible by her daughter's gestures of appreciation, testifies to her ability to overcome adversity and rebuild a positive identity for herself outside of traditional royal constraints. To what extent could this touching gesture from Princess Beatrice towards her mother Sarah Ferguson mark the beginning of a new era of reconciliation and recognition for the former Duchess of York within the British public?